All right, so when we're not hungry and we're eating, that you might call emotional hunger, but it's any eating we do in the absence of physical hunger. Emotional and many times patients don't identify the emotions, but common reasons we eat when we're not hungry are we're bored. I hear that a lot. Because they like the taste of something, because it was sort of planned, it's there and you know it's there, and it's what you do at night when you're watching TV or playing games on your phone. It's mindless, and to some degree it works, and that's why we repeat the behavior, but we're trying to interrupt it so that we can address our health issues. So it takes a little bit of digging to understand how, when, and why it happens. So the first thing to understand about emotional hunger or eating when we're bored or for any reason other than physical need is it's sudden. It results in an urgent need to eat. Some people might call it a craving, but it's more of an impulse. Ooh, if you think about it, you can probably imagine, if you drive down West Avenue and you smell French fries, that would trigger something in your brain. You can sort of taste the warm, crunchy, salty exterior and the warm, mushy interior of the potato or the French fry, and contrast that with some ketchup, the tanginess. That's pretty appealing. If you've had that experience once or more than once, you might just drive there and get some without even thinking about it. So what I'm helping people understand is it hunger that drives us to eat, or is it something else? Emotional hunger hits above the neck. It sounds good. It looks good. You have a taste for something. You might see it on TV. You might see it in a magazine. Has nothing to do with what the stomach is asking for necessarily. It has nothing to do with the last time you ate either, because when it sounds good, the clock doesn't matter. If somebody offers Hinckley's Donuts or Girl Scout cookies, and I just do a reflexive, I've got to have that because I love that, I might just eat and think, oh my gosh, I'm going to cheat on my diet today and then start over tomorrow and eat as many as I can and deal with it later. We're just trying to pause and disrupt that sort of reflexive, go to that food mindset, pause, check in, and decide, am I hungry? Am I going to eat, etc. Sometimes, okay, so here's the interesting thing. When we're eating for emotional reasons or any reason other than hunger, it's specific. It's for a particular food or brand. When people are going to sit down at night and watch their favorite show and in the dark and have their favorite beverage, they're not munching on carrots, because that's just not, that works to fix hunger, but it does not work to fix, to enhance my experience of watching my program at night. So you can test yourself. You can say, okay, am I hungry for carrots? Well, no. Why not? Well, I'm not hungry. So if you're thinking potato chips, that's probably not hunger, because these are the foods that we can go to, hungry or not, and have trouble regulating, because it's the starting point isn't a need, it's a desire. So there's no shutoff such as fullness after, I have satisfied hunger. There's no shutoff. So you might start out with a few potato chips, and that's really not doing what you were hoping it would do. So you switch to cookies, and that's really not doing it either. And so you keep eating and you keep eating, and finally something's empty, and then you stop. And then you sort of feel guilty or regret and too full and wonder why you did that. So it's just, you could call it mindless eating, you could call it emotional eating, but it's a pattern that's well ingrained in many people's experience daily, and it's one that people work at to change, and it takes some time and effort.